So you're a land investor that's trying to scale past $50,000 a month and you don't know where to start. You feel lost, you feel confused. Well, here's exactly what I did to scale my business past that level and into the multi-7-figure level, into doing multiple 6-figure deals, and also helping many of my clients do the exact same thing. You see, the first thing you have to understand is that it's about the analysis of your data. You see, most people don't do any postmortem on any of their deals. They don't go back and see what went right on this deal, what went wrong on this deal. Most people don't do that. Every single deal that I've ever had, every deal, no matter what, whether it was a failure or a success, you always go back and do a full analysis on why that deal succeeded or why that deal failed. And as long as you do that, then you have continuous data to go back and tell yourself, okay, well, this person was this age, they were this demographic, and they were in this area, and this was their reason for selling. Well, when you know that, and you can create these kinds of profiles on people, which is what we call seller profiles. So when you just do that alone, you're able to build consistency in your business. And this is the thing. I see people going through a lot of cash crunches in the land business where they'll make a bunch of money in 1 month and then 3 months passes and you don't make any other money. Well, you have to be able to put systems in place so that every single month you're profitable and you're cash flowing. And as long as you're doing that, you're winning. So what exactly does this look like? You need to be able to build systems around each part of the business: market selection, marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions. Now, if you do this consistently, if you do this in every single point of your business, then you're gonna have consistent cash flow. So what does this mean for market selection? When you pick any market, you need to have a specific desired outcome from that market. You see, most people just pick markets because, oh, it's a hot zone here, it's a hot zone there, this is hot, this is hot, this is cold, oh, the sold for sale is this. First of all, as long as you follow the rules, specific rules of making sure that demand is 50 to 100% more than supply, just that basic rule. If you follow that rule and make sure that properties in that area are also selling for $100,000 or more, you will be in a good position to have properties bought and sold on a consistent basis. So just follow those 2 rules alone. And when it comes to market selection, you need to be able to set goals for what you want out of that market. So if it's, I want to make $100,000, I want to make 250 grand, I want to make $50,000 from this market, you need to be able to set that goal so that you can go in and dice and slice the market to a point where you can see the deals. Every time I go on with a market selection call with any client, that's what I do. Okay, so what's your goal for this? So if your goal is to make $300,000 in this market, you can't be offering $20,000 and selling properties for $50,000. You can't be offering 60 grand and selling for 120 grand. So if the average exit price of properties is 120, $200,000, $50,000. If it's not in the range where you can make $250,000 or more, you shouldn't be aiming at those kinds of markets. You see, most people just randomize the land investing game when it's not a randomized game. All this stuff is extremely calculated if you just set goals in your mind and you set frameworks around what you're doing. You see, it actually becomes really simple. The same thing with marketing. What is your goal in the next 6 to 8 months with your marketing? How much money do you want to make? If you say, hey, I want to be able to make 300, 400, 500, I want to be able to make $1 million. Well then, if you're just sending out 1,000 mailers here and there and just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best, then you're not going to get that result. So you need to have a staggered plan of marketing. Every client that comes into LandVerse, we have them on a staggered plan of marketing. So if they are a more advanced business, I work with businesses that are doing multiple 6 figures in profit per year. I also work with businesses that will do 7 figures this year. And one thing that I've realized with all of these businesses is we set plans for marketing. So if we're gonna be at point A right now, by next quarter, we're gonna be at this point. And this is how we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there by strategizing. We're gonna get there by talking on the phone. We're gonna get there by making sure we're consistently talking to our leads. And so here's the thing. A lot of people are running their businesses like they are just hustles. And like, hopefully I win the lottery today. Hopefully. It's a lot of hope instead of knowing exactly where you're going. And this is why I have clients at LandVerse who are making multiple 6 figures in profit on just one deal, because they know exactly where they're going, because we actually sat down, drew out a plan for them to get to where they wanted to go. We know our goals. So when you know your goals, it's really easy to get to the goal. When you're just kind of hustling for this and that, and then you're switching between infill lots and switching between that and this and that and all these different things, instead of just focusing on one strategy, dialing in on that strategy and making sure you hit that point as quickly as possible, and auditing things along the way. So when it comes to acquisitions, do you even record your calls? 99.9% of the people that we take strategy calls with at LandVerse do not record their calls. This is a staggering statistic. How do you expect to run a multiple 6, multiple 7-figure business if you can't even analyze your conversations? You realize that every single part of this business is about analyzation, from market selection all the way to dispositions. And as you're able to improve that process, you're able to get deals done faster and at a more profitable rate. The other thing with acquisitions as well is you should spend every single week, every Sunday, you should spend going over your calls. This is what I used to do, and I actually still do this with my team now. I still review calls. I go in and look at tonality. I listen to how they're negotiating. I listen to if you're just being kind of a pushover and not making that offer. Oh, okay, well, I can only do 50,000. Okay, well, no worries, I don't think it'll work. Instead of saying, okay, really, well, what I see in this area is anywhere from 30 to 35. That's more what I can do. I'm just gonna be realistic. Like cash in your pocket today, does $30,000 to $35,000 work for you? Most of the time, if you push back on sellers, they will oblige. I literally had a call with another client the other day who was telling me this same exact thing. He had a seller at $100,000. He was gonna double close this deal and sell it for $140,000. He ends up negotiating after I said, man, just go negotiate that deal. You're gonna need it at like 30 to 35. That's what I told him. You'll need it at 30 to 35. He went back, he negotiated it, he got it at $30,000. We got on a call the other day and he's like, honestly, I didn't think that was gonna happen, but you told me to do it and it happened. I used the script and it happened. This is how you build a business. You don't build a business by being a pushover. You don't build a business by just taking no for an answer. You build a business by forcing your way through. You build a business by analyzation. As long as you can analyze every part of your business, this is what happens. You get amazing results. The other thing too is you expect to get deals done and you've only talked to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people. You have to be able to talk to more people. The more people you talk to, the more conversations you have, the more situations for profitability that you create. And if you don't do this, then you'll never be at the point where you can have a team that you can delegate this off to. You need to be able to have a level of mastery at all these pillars so that you can then go off and delegate to A players who are going to make sure that your business is cash flowing no matter where you are, what you're doing, how you're doing. It doesn't matter, the business cash flows because you put systems in place. And this is what I've been able to build, which has given me a life that I would have never even imagined. Now, when it comes to selling properties, it's actually funny because right before I started filming this video, I saw a property that I bought a few years ago for $250,000 that's been on the market now for a year for about $540,000. So I bought this property. I've talked about it on the channel before. I bought this property for $250,000. I sold it for $600,000. It's now listed on the market after a year for less than what I bought it for. Now, when I look at the marketing absolutely sucks. It's terrible. It's horrible. I look at this marketing, I'm just like, wow. This is exactly why we're able to be in this position. This is exactly why I'm able to make so much money flipping land. It's why our clients are doing the exact same thing, because we know how to market our properties. So from the beginning, from market selection and marketing, we know how to market to sellers to actually get them to call, close them at 30 to 50% of the market value. But then on the other end, we know how to sell our properties on the market to the highest and likely best buyer profiles. Now, imagine this. Somebody came in to our buyer funnel. They offered $600,000. We closed. Now this exact same property with this exact same buyer is on the market for way less and has been on the market for way longer than what we had it listed for. This is the key of marketing. This is why I always say, paint a picture for your highest likely buyer profile. If you're not doing that, then you have properties sitting forever. And this is why we're able to be in the market and make so much money. Now, when you master all these things, then you're able to delegate those off to key players, and we have systems in place at LandVerse in order for you to do that. This is a cash flow business like no other. This is a business that I've been able to personally use to fuel many different investments, grow my investment portfolio, take care of my family, travel. It's literally done all that. I've looked at so many other business models and I keep coming back to land investing for a reason. I keep educating you guys about land investing for a reason, because this truly has changed my life and has changed many of my other clients' lives. And if you want to be a person that's able to build great wealth from this business model and build it into a cash flowing business model for yourself so that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, have the business of your dreams, have the investment portfolio of your dreams, book a strategy call below and I'd be happy to help you.